All right, let's do this, peoples. Mario Van Peebles. Positively Friday, and Tom subscribed 29 months now. Not even sure if that's even right. Could be longer. Appreciate you jumping back in, Tom. Appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate a lot of things in life. Actually, don't subscribe, it automatically did it. I wonder if they're just auto-renewing subscriptions now. That would be really nice. Wow, that would be awesome, because that's a pain in the ass to do. To remember. I gotta make a note every time. I don't even think I'm subscribing to anybody right now. I was subscribing to Chad Lutsky and then he dropped out. And even though he's back now, I'm not gonna waste it. Because it seems more like he was on for a couple days to write something, and I think he disappeared again. So, no thanks. Listen to the new Flotsam and Jetsam single, More Like Crap Salmon Shit. Really? I was never a huge fan of theirs, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it was like, oh, Doomsday for the Deceiver, because of Jason Newsted. You know, it was in Metallica, and then we all listened to it, we all bought it. And I'm like, nah, it just sounds like boring. It sounds like boring heavy metal, like every other band in every crappy club that you ever went to. I can't even think of a song from them that I'm like, oh, that was a good song. They weren't bad. They just weren't good. They were mid. Boom. Positive Friday. Michael shot her in the house. Mid to mid rare. Shot her in the house. All right, I'm here. Peter Marsh in the house as well. Gang's all here, except for like 5 or 6 people that normally show up. What is this now? It's a mixed bag. Peter Marsh, who's she? Get it? Get it? You acted like he was a... Peter was a woman. You can't say that. You're not allowed to say we don't have that. It's a... Peter is a Peter. Mixed bag of nuts. Good times, good times. So my goal today would be to just write something in a couple things. Filling in for Mr. Frank. Don't know if he, yep. Where's Frank? Frank should be here. Let's go, Frank. I know you ain't working. That is very true. That was a really good walk and talk today. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That was a good one. I like getting questions. My goal really is to like film like 3 or 4 of them so I can get ahead, because I always forget. I was supposed to go to breakfast this morning with the Amelia Island author group with Win and those people, but then Win had to cancel it until next Friday. So I was like literally like, oh, I gotta get one of these in because I won't be here to do it in the morning when I normally do it 10 minutes before it's due. So I need to get ahead. Did a cat attack you during the walk and talk? The cats always are running around. I'm doing the walk and talks and I always gotta look down because the stupid cats get in my way. They like to fall in front of me. Like just lie down like I'm gonna pet them or something, and really I'm gonna fucking step on them. Wait a minute, I know what you're working on. Yes, I am working on Rising Tide, the second book in for me and Tom. I see that Tom is actually in the document right now. Good times, good times. There's Nick Zinn. My goal really just to get a page of this done. Well, this dude's only socks. Nick's in dashing with his cat. He needs a co-pilot. You can't go on the subway without your cat. But, ooh, I was gonna work on this last night. And I was like, why? Why? Or as Nancy Kerrigan said, why? Why? You know, when they hit her with the steel pipe. I refuse to read the first book, so no. Yeah, I will not be reading Socks. Cat adds 15% more in tips. I'm sure it does. Emotional support cat. All those things seem valid to me. Valid. Yesterday my wife called. She said, hey, we're going to go to, you want to go to dinner tonight? And I said, yes. And I don't know why, but the way she said it, I was like, oh, just her and I are going to dinner. This will be good. And then I was like, all right, are you going to come here? Like, should I wait for you outside? Or are you going to come inside? She's like, no, maybe I'll come in after. And I'm thinking, okay. Here we go. My wife will be here. We'll go get some dinner somewhere. Have a good time. Come in, hang out. The two of us, kind of thing. And then she texted a little while later and she said, can you just, we're at Cracker Barrel. Can you just meet us here? And I'm like, we're at Cracker Barrel. We. Sure. I'll drive up there. So I drove up and it was her mom, and her aunt. Not that I don't like her mom, and her aunt. I just would rather I would like to spend some time alone with my wife, which apparently is not going to happen for at least another week. And for some reason, I don't know why, I got the Thursday night special, which was turkey and dressing. I don't know why. I got it. It was good. It was very good. Normally wouldn't have gotten that. I think it's because I went to McDonald's in the morning. Did I go to McDonald's in the morning, or was that Wednesday? One of those mornings I went to McDonald's. There's Chad Hoey. And then so then I just drove home. And then, but I always, every time we go to Cracker Barrel, I always have to get a Chunky, like my favorite candy bar, and I only see them in Cracker Barrel, so I don't really care about, you know, Cracker Barrel's all right, but really I get a Chunky bar. So my wife bought me a Chunky bar, which I came home and put it in the refrigerator because it was getting a little melty. It was like 90 degrees out at 8 o'clock last night. And then totally forgot about it. Chad Hoey finished feeding his 1,000 goats just in time for Twitch. Yeah, he has to do that very, very fast. But he rides around on the biggest goat, which makes it a lot easier when he's going from farm to farm. There's Amanda Ward in the house. So I did not even eat my Chunky candy bar. King of the goats. And so they got some new show on History Channel or something. It's like Secrets of the Hells Angels. And I was taping it. My wife's like, yeah, I don't want to watch that. So I watched like 2 or 3 episodes last night that I to catch up on. Pretty good. And then I watched, I'm like, all right, I got to find something here to watch. So jump on Tubi, because, you know, Tubi. And I found a documentary called Beyond the Wasteland. And it is about people who have gatherings for the Mad Max movies. Yes, Amanda Ward. Beyond the Ward. And so these people go to Australia, to the towns, the little towns in middle of nowheres that the Mad Max movie, the first one especially, was filmed. And they dress up like characters from Mad Max. And there are people that were in Mad Max. Now, Mel Gibson ain't there. He ain't there. But there's one old guy. I will give you a little spoiler. He apparently was Clunk in the movie. And the only reason I know that is because he said it about 1,000 times. And he has a pole. In the movie, he has a pole and he strikes the top of the car with the pole. Which he told this story 1,000 times. He's like, remember in the movie the guy with the pole? And then he strikes down Clunk. Remember him? That's me. And he would tell these people, and they would be fascinated that he had like no lines in this 2-second part in this movie. And there was about 8 of those people that are living 40 years later. I think at the time they filmed, it was like the 35-year anniversary of Mad Max. Yeah, Kmart Mel Gibson was there, pretty much, yeah. And so this was their claim to fame. And then there was this one dude from New Jersey, Vernon, New Jersey, who dresses like Lord Humongous. And he's like a bodybuilder. Although he's in his mid-40s now, so everything's kind of starting to fall apart a little bit. Wearing the mask and no shirt and everything. And this is his big claim to fame, is that he was not in the movie. He just dresses like Lord Humongous from the movie. And there was people that like travel from Japan all over the world, but you got to see it. It's sad. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like watching these people, I'm like, this is of everything. Everything does start to fall apart in your 40s. Oh yeah, wait till you get in your 50s, buddy. It's all just dragging on the floor. So I watched that last night, and then I went to bed. Sounds like just the right sort of dumb. Yeah, it's one of those, you turn your brain off, you watch it, and you're like, oh, thank God I'm not in love with the Mad Max movies, that I'm going to fly to Australia and make my cosplay outfits. I thought it was like when I first saw the description, I was like, oh, this is like a behind the scenes, or this is they're going to talk about the movie or something. You know, no, it was just about, we're going to interview and talk about to all these weird people that are so in love with this movie 35 years later that they have conventions and different gatherings. Not even conventions, just gatherings. In the middle of the desert, there's one in California, in the middle of the desert. 400 people show up, and all of them are building their cars just like in the movies, and then they were all excited when the other movie came out. And I feel bad for people who signed at conventions and all they did was play zombie number 12. Yeah. And that's these people. That's like, there's like 4 or 5 of them in this documentary. And they're literally like, they have no lines, and they sat like, oh, if in whatever, you know, in Thunderdome, you can see me standing in the background holding a spear. I'm like, what the hell? I am Mad Max. So, and I thought to myself, when's the last time I actually saw, I think I saw the first movie on cable back in the day. I think it was right when the second movie hit the theaters, and I think I went and saw that as a teenager in the theater. And then I saw the other one when it came out a couple 3 years ago. So that was all right. Me and Shelly watched it, and Shelly said, "How much gas do they have? Weren't they supposed to be out of? There was no more gas, and they got 400 cars on the road driving." I said, "Honey, it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense." I guess there's another one coming out now. I mean, I know the prequel one is coming out. The prequel one or whatever. No, the one that's, I think this one they said is set after the Mad Max movies, but before the Fury Road one. And then they're doing another one, the Fury Road, they're doing a sequel to that, which will be out in 2 years. I don't know. I'm kind of excited because they're doing more stuff with Alien. Not like stuff like I'm going to go to a movie and see it, but like, or I'm going to get like Disney Plus or whatever it's going to be on. But like, hey, somewhere down the line, I'll watch. I like another Alien movie or a TV show, whatever. I even like that Prometheus garbage. Ooh. Tom says, Nick, you would be Mad Max if the world ended and cheese was used as currency. Prometheus was fine, but Alien Covenant was an abomination. I thought it was alright. For what it was, I thought it was alright. If you just turn your brain off and you're like, oh, let's see some monsters and, you know. None of them have been, like, awful bad. Just obviously some are better than others. Like, everybody loves Aliens. I'm like, the first one was still better. My opinion, which is the only one that matters. Monster Max. Yes. You should make your own documentary and carve all the Mad Max characters and cars and stuff out of various cheeses. I remember my dad rented Aliens and I said, we've already seen that. Then he had to point out the plural. You probably weren't. It doesn't sound like you were really a smart kid. Moz Max. Yes. I also started reading the, because I got all this free time on my hands now. My wife's not here. The Henry Winkler autobiography. For those who don't know, the Fonz. Fonz. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. He had a horrible childhood. His parents were jerks to him. I'm not a smart adult, so right? It does make sense. So he had a really awful, crappy childhood. Very insecure, even as an adult. He was 28 when he landed the role of the Fonz, and Ron Howard was 18. The Fonz also smoked a lot of weed back then. Ron Howard did not. My dad knew him. He would go to the deli he owned in Mahopac. Yeah, they mention that. That's funny. They do mention. He does mention the deli. He does mention Mahopac. So your father is not a liar. Did he know his awful father? His father was apparently a jerk. So it was good. It was very interesting. Mrs. Cunningham loved them. Yes, she did. Pretty good so far. I'm like about halfway through. I'm to the point where he's what do you call it? Has run its course. Happy Days has run its course. He did that Night Shift movie with Michael Keaton, which I thought was a great movie back in the day. And now he can't get a job because everybody wants him to be the Fonz. I want to go far as to say my father wasn't a liar. This just happened to be true. Oh, okay. All right, I get that. Hey, I get that. Feels like time's dragging today, right? Not dragging like the cool dude from Skinwalker Ranch, just dragging. I really, last night when I was out, I really should have stopped at Publix because I have no bread in the house. I mean, I have bread, like loaves of bread that my wife got, but no bread like I can just, hey, I want to make a bagel, and I have pork roll, I have sausage, I have tuna, like I can just make a couple of sandwiches, you know? Where the hell is Mr. Frank is right? This is ridiculous. And so I really should be going. All I gotta do is run up to Publix, maybe get some luncheon meat, some Swiss cheese, and I'll be set for like several days. Right? If you make some sandwiches, you're set for like a month. And I'm not leaving the house today. I know it. My excuse was, well, I don't have any clean clothes. All my shorts are in the dirty laundry. And then I'm like, oh, but I just did my wife did a load of laundry, and I just took it out of the dryer. And I'm like, oh, here's some shorts. Sausage. So, I'm probably just going to eat pizza rolls for dinner. We have these two little mini pizzas, these like little DiGiorno ones. I had those for lunch today. I'll probably just do pizza rolls for dinner tonight, while I find something else to watch on the Tubi. I also probably need a nap. Alright, let me at least get to the next page on this thing. I ate pizza rolls last night. Who would have guessed? Exactly. How many conservatively, how many days a week do you eat pizza rolls? To be or not to be? That is the question. They can have that ad campaign. I'll bill them. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I think that's just a little bit too intellectual for the people who run Tubi. There's Mr. Frank. Jeez, the hell have you been? I was having a little me time. I get it. Sometimes there's no one else in the bathroom. You just got to take care of business. TCB. There are two others in the turlet with me. In the same turlet? What are we, Chuck Buddha now talking like that? Ooh. Make that another line. Next page, Nixon. Thanks for paying attention. Next page. What? Zinn was Hobe, Earl, New Hampshire over that button. I'll say. What are you typing with your penis? Right? That wasn't even close. And I always like how he just hit send. He's like, all right, close enough, boom, send it. Yep, it's early typing. I Hobie all over. Anyone gonna check out the Henry Winkler porno this weekend? What? Wow. Spoiler alert. Just don't say that about Henry Winkler. Mr. Frank is on fire today. Sorry for yelling. I don't think you can say that, Mr. Frank. Although it didn't really stop you, did it? Okay. I totally taking a nap after this, though. I wish I could take a nap. Naps are the best. Name something better than naps. Nothing. I just hope the fucking cats don't bother me. Actually, the one cat. The other cat will sleep. The other cat will either climb up next to me, right near my head, and she's purring and purring so loud she wakes me up, or she climbs across me. I don't remember the last time I napped. Mr. Frank, you are missing out on life. You need to get that Saturday or Sunday and you say to your wife, hey, why don't you take these animals out of here, go spend some of my damn money, women, and then just lay on the couch and take a nap, man. Maybe call Mr. Jeff. The two of you can spoon. Take a nap together. Now I know you're not from Philly. You didn't say across. True. Oof. Rewatching Deadwood because Jess never saw it. She claims she did at one point, but she's a liar. Jess is that's why you're with her, because she lies like your father. Ugh. Do you see the pattern in your life, Tom? Do you see what you get yourself involved with? This is just classic Tom Duffy. First it Deadwood, then who can say? What are you doing? Hound Dog says. I am writing a chapter of a book. What are you doing? Next page, Nick Zinn. Next page. Anyone watching the Nick Zinn pornos is called Blue. Mr. Frank. Tom, if you're listening, my chapter is done. Work here is done. Charles Duda don't ever come to anything. He's too busy, whatever the hell he's doing. You get that, Tom? Chapter done. It's now on you. You thought you want to get much done today? No, that's 1,200 words I just wrote. 1,200 in less than an hour. Pretty good. Oh, use back scratcher. Thank you, because you can see him. You can see him getting all antsy, right? Ugh. I use this thing way more than you probably legally should. I hope nobody else ever uses, because I'm all like, oh, my foot itches? Use my back scratcher. Why bend all the way down or move my foot all the way up when I can move it a couple inches and then scratch? I just might never stop. I'm gonna be honest though, Amanda. I got 1,200 words done today. This might be the only 1,200 words I do. Unless I get into a mood later, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get some more writing in, but I doubt it. I can only imagine what new people think when they walk in here midstream, right? I would imagine they'd leave sooner than later. I played video games most of the week. You know what? Though, good for you. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need the playing video games thing. When is your kid out of school officially, Amanda? Mr. Frank tried to get me to use it last year when I was there early before MondoCon, and you had me sitting on the stream. You do not want to use this. Back scratcher has been everywhere on his body. Mr. Frank, the life of a full-time writer. May 31st is the last day. And I guess you're not able to come over after. Do you want to get another writing session in? Say Tuesday the 28th. Would you like to come over and we will get some writing in if you're available? Because I think that definitely helps me when you are here. And my wife will be back. Let me look at the calendar. Like, yeah, cause she'll be gone again. She'll be home, like, I think the 21st, and then, like, the 26th or 27th, her sister leaves for 2 more friggin' weeks. So. Actually, I worked that out. My mother-in-law works from home on Thursdays. So I asked her for a couple days in June and July where I drop my daughter off with her tablet. Oh, very cool. So you can come to lunch with us. Let me look at the date. Would be the 13th of June. the second Thursday. Put that on your calendar. We can go to Chinese buffet lunch. If you want to come over on a Thursday, you can come over on a Thursday. We just always pick the Tuesday, but you want to come over on the 30th or something. Or you just want to wait until June because you'll have some coverage. Either way. Either way. Yep, lunch and figured we'd pick a couple of Thursdays. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I need to get some work in. Especially June. I got nothing going on really in June at all. July is when I start getting a little stupid busy. Are we going to Chinese buffet before MondoCon? I need to know how many pieces of chicken I need to get to throw at Amanda. No, I think that's... let me look on the calendar here. I can figure out when August is. No, that would be the next weekend. But really, the next Thursday, the 8th, is Shelley's birthday, so I will not be available then. And we really can't go on that Thursday on the 1st because I'm going to be picking people up at the airport, on and off. No take-backs. But I know when Tom does come, we're going to try to go to Redneck Beach. We're going to go to Taco Lou's to get scallop tacos. Fun times will be had by all. All, I say. All right, people. I am out of here. I got some writing in. Tom, it's now pressure's back onto you. Take your time with it, but hurry the F up and write this next chapter. I'm on a roll now. I'm on a roll. I will not be on tomorrow. I might be on Sunday. I'm not sure. If I'm not on Sunday, it's because I'm just being lazy. And I will definitely see everybody on Monday. Thank you for hanging out with me on this positive Friday. Call him Butter because he's on a roll. I see what you did there. Because butter rolls are a thing. I get it. All right, everybody. You have a good one.